Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to BioShock Remastered. Let's continue. So we're kind of just wandering around here looking for the next person to target. It's like we've already saved all the big daddies, so we just would take some pictures of any more of them if we saw any more. Trap bolt. A bolt firing thing. I assume maybe those things wouldn't be around if you hadn't picked them up, but maybe they are there in case you missed it, because clearly in the game the design is that you would get the bolt gun from Colin Sanders. So I need to also take pictures of the nitro slicer, but after that, I'm pretty much done. See, these lights are looking at us like they're security cameras, but they're actually not. Let's see. Electric gel, which apparently I can't read. I'm full of. And I guess I don't have any money, so there's no point in messing with that. We have another one of Cohen Sanders art pieces. Here's the mall directory.
Man, we'll see who the real artist is down here. Tell the old pros music cooks better than it sounds.
So he seems to be, I bet, back behind this door.
Hey there, what's with the sourpuss?
Have you heard what's going on down at Apollo Square? I hear they're putting people in cages.
There you go again, Mary. Listening to the rumor.
Apollo Square, we haven't been there yet. Fontaine's Fortune Casino. I just don't know where I'm supposed to go. Is it over here? Or over there? And these lights are driving me crazy. See, here's some money. I bet that'd be a decent place to break, but it would set off an alarm. So we're starting to form a tradition here of switching, starting recordings with just more and more of this stuff. It seems to happen quite a lot. Straight piece. Straight piece. Straight piece. One last straight piece. That's all that was left. And now that they've started doing this whole double thing where you have two machines right next to each other, that's made it even more of a difficult prospect. Here. Once again, I'm just setting these things up to protect me for some future plan that probably won't ever occur, because at least on medium difficulty it just never happens. We never get attacked by too many splicers. We'll get attacked by a good handful of them every now and then, but it's never difficult enough. It's never that difficult. And this is coming from somebody who isn't really even that good of a shooter player. It's the RPG elements to this game that actually helps me personally enjoy this game more compared to like a standard shooter, which I often find those very boring. Let's see.
Well, if it is the long-lost Andrew Ryan. Come here, Tiger.
So, apparently Andrew Ryan enjoyed coming to the strip club. I mean, they've really bent over backwards to show that Andrew Ryan is corrupt. There's no likable characters in him by the time you know him.
Sweetheart, maybe you should ask somebody else for advice.
Welcome.
Let's see. What is this? A gene bank? A UN vent? Let's see. If I hack this... This one's gonna be a tough one. Yep, I'm gonna screw up. Nope. See, I need a auto hack tool. I need a couple of them actually. So we can pick up the money on the ground. And we're standing right in this ghost field. And see, this could have just been a audio log.
I thought you had forgotten about poor Jasmine, but I'm so glad you didn't. I'm sorry, Mr. Ryan. I didn't know. I didn't know Fontaine had something to do with it. What are you doing? No, don't, please. I loved you, don't, please, no.
So the door stayed closed so we could see what he did to her. Is this one of the women? Nope.
That creepy Dr. Tenenbaum promised me it wasn't going to be a real pregnancy. They just take the egg out once Mr. Ryan and I had... Oh, I needed the money so bad. But I know Mr. Ryan's going to suss it out. Gonna know I wasn't being careful. Gonna know I sold the... Mr. Ryan's gonna be so mad at me.
So she slept with Ryan and they took... What was that? I think I knocked this just completely on the thing. And they took out a egg to clone him? Why? I have no idea. I guess that is the right move that I should always do, is switch out the first two that it shows you, just switch those into the right direction. That would work nicely. So Andrew Ryan killed her, the mother of his child.
Service around here. Maybe I'll just, do something.
Somebody is here, Rodriguez.
Who does he think he is?
No subject. Where is he? He's running. He'll die.
He was a lout, but get the photo before it completely dries out. You flutter all around the fort, taking life as you go. You're not a moth. You're an angel. I've never painted an angel. Maybe I should.
And so I think the last guy is over this way too. I think. Could be wrong. Let's see. Can I hack this? See, it's like not even possible. It's not even possible to do some of these puzzles. And so we ran over here, we missed this section.
People of Ratchet didn't sign up to see us government type shutting down shops, killing their owners, even with a ponce like Fontaine. But he brought it upon himself. Instead of copping it on the chin, bugger gets it into his head that he's gonna go down guns blazing. Who does he think he is? John bloody Wayne? We can get on top of this. We can. Here's what we do. We find Fontaine's will and make what was his go to where it was intended, and not into the pockets of us that put him into the ground.
Let's see, we've got a code here. I don't know what the code is. Once again, into the mess. Here's a new piece that will speed up the process and make it worse on us. I need one more straight piece. Got it. And we're just back to hacking some more. Come on. I need one more piece that curves the right direction. Here, here, and here. And this is the cigar shop. And we've got a bunch of money, which we can go waste, I suppose, on... I suppose we could go gamble it all. Actually, there's not that much here. I thought there'd be a tonic or something, but nothing. Just some money. Electric buck. Interesting. So not even really worth the effort.
Come on! I just want to talk to somebody!
Let's come back here and get another nice clean picture of this one. Can we finally finish it? Score's too low. Alright. Here we have another area. It's kind of like a cemetery. Although I think one of the statues just moved there. Let's go ahead and hack this. Again. Here we go. There we go. There we go. And I think we've got it now. And the irony will be I'll probably find the code to that humidor area. I suppose I could drink some alcohol. Get a little bit of health. But barely get any health at all. You barely get even a little bit. Use the jukebox. And then there's this area. And the door doesn't open. There's like nothing here. There has to be a button or something. There it is. There we go. Somebody's sitting in the corner. Power to the people upgrade. Crossbow damage increase. Let's just pistol clip size. I think there's actually a third upgrade. Also, if quickly here. Darn it. Oh no. I've screwed up. Notice that this one has moved. This is another fine example of where it's just going to cost me like 4 or 5 health kits and a lot of bullets. There's really nothing can do about it. It's not like if I electrified that area or anything else that would help the process. I am now out of regular machine gun bullets. And we start again. Anybody else giving me trouble? Buy out. Yeah, let's just buy it out. We'll take that. So it was totally worth it to come down this way. We've just now run into a problem. The splicer that was standing here is gone. And all these splicers that were standing there are gone. So where'd they go? I don't know. I guess it doesn't really matter. Let's see, we are not at the top, so what's down? We're in the middle. What's down here? A big creepy room. Well, I'm sure the lights are gonna blink at some point. When I stop moving, I don't hear anybody else move. There's one. But there's more coming. We have extra nutrition 2, which is nice to pick up. I have 4 anti-personnel bullets left. That was weird. Well, is there anything else to be done?
Hey, Mary, what's with the sauerkraut?
Have you heard what's going on down in Hollow Square? I hear they're putting people in cages.
There you go again, Mary.
There we go.
Listening to the rumor about security is the worst of the worst until the council can try them in a proper court.
Let's go and gamble again. There's no tonic or anything, as far as I know, that increases your luck. So, this really is kind of just random. And I could use some money to buy bullets. But even if I get the money, my wallet's still limited to 500. And that's not going to get me a significant amount of bullets. Maybe we can look around here and see if anybody's sneaking up behind me, as they like to do. I bet you almost spend 500 in gambling before you win 500 back. Get the dumb jackpot achievement, which I shouldn't really even care about achievements, because there's still at least one that requires you beating the game on the hardest difficulty. if not defeating it on the hardest difficulty with the Rydo chambers, the respawn spots disabled. So I guess the final character is not in this area. Let's see, I want to run over here because we saved one more girl. And let's see. We have another physical tonic slot we can unlock. And yeah, I just don't know. I don't know if I'm going to be able to afford all of the upgrades I'd like.
Honey?
I don't know, Jim. I just don't know.
Little sisters, gee, don't you know they're the glue that holds Rapture together?
Really?
You betcha. Ryan Industries has seen to it that they're bred to be as happy as clams while they do the work. Who's that? We all need animals.
3 of 4. What's that look? You don't like it, do you? I don't need to be judged by you, by anyone. Screw you! Screw all you fucking doubters! Here's what I say to all of you! Fly away, little moth! Fly!
So apparently I messed up. I irritated Cohen. They're coming all for me. It's quite an interesting choice to play waltz music while you're getting attacked by splicers.
Smile! Smile!
They are kind of acrobatic. So as we're killing more and more of these guys, their bodies are despawning. That's because it's nearly a 10-year-old game.
I'm sorry for that outburst. You'll have to forgive an old fool with his artistic temperament. The birth is so close now. The labor pains can bloom the judgment and drive the passions of even the finest spirits.
So he apologizes for attacking you with all these splicers, which you have to assume that either these people are just directly under the orders and following Cohen, or they're getting manipulated through genes again, like Andrew Ryan does. So now we need to find the final location. And where would that be? See, this area seems a little strange. That we didn't find anything in it. Let's see, do I have a automatic hack tool? I'm still needing a hose. Maybe I missed something. I think I did. I don't think I went down that direction.
Bienvenido al Amoranido. Muchas gracias.
So let's go check this area out. That's a corpse. Yep, definitely missed that. So I probably missed this section over here. And this is probably where the last guy is. Yeah, and I don't think there's a reason to mess with that U-invent. There must be like a secret passage or something down this way. And we got another power to the people station. So I can't increase the anything more with the rifle. Let's go ahead and increase the damage on the machine gun. Got a Houdini splicer.
You ruined me.
Is he gonna show up? I have no idea. Kill Silas Cobb. Used to hang around a place called Rapture Records, and it's in the upstairs section of Poseidon Plaza. Okay, so we've been there. We just kind of missed him, I guess. Alright. We are in the wrong place.
Wisdom fucking judgment.
So here's a nitro splicer, which we're trying really hard to finish up the research there. Alright. Take that. Let's move back this way. And you eventually hit this level in the game where you start to wonder if they're refilling pickups in certain places.
Rapture's most beloved musical
Stop ogling me!
his greatest album yet.
One shot with the anti-personnel.
Songs of
Let's see.
passion.
Is this?
Buy Why Even Ask and invite Sandra Cohen into your home.
See, here's Cohen's Fine Art Collection. Which, again, all these stars, all the extra plants out there. Oh, this one's easy to hack. Oh, man. Darn it. Well, it said it was easy to hack. I don't know if that was really the truth. There we go. Hey, we got it. So we've robbed him of his collection, his 3 safes. Is there anything back here? That was a... You know what? I also haven't saved in a while. I am really dropping the ball on that. Right, upstairs. Not Fleet Hall. Upstairs. Poseidon Plaza. This is the first way. And then when I get into Poseidon Plaza, up at the top is the records shop. Pharaoh's Fortune Casino. Yeah, we haven't been in here either. Only one of these can activate at once, by the way. That's very strange. This safe doesn't really have any money in it. Oh no. These alarms are too long. Do they have like full research on that? Yeah, I didn't use twice for that. This is kind of just this whole section is just kind of a side quest that we have to do. If this was a standard RPG, it would absolutely be like optional and we could just skip it. Like, we would have run right to Fontaine or whatever the next step in the story is. So I need to figure out how to get up here without setting off an alarm. All the jukeboxes only play a small section of music, which seems a little weird. Here we go. Boy, that didn't want to stay electrified. Here, switch this to help create a better pathway. Come on. Switch this. This. We're done. See, I should try all of these to see if maybe one of them are rigged. And see, it doesn't look like there's too much here. Nice one swing with my wrench. Beat it. Destroyed the thing.
I just got the word to put the bump on Anna Culpepper. This isn't some gangster or hard-nosed political operative. We're talking about a dizzy twist what wrote a song or two that got under Ryan's wig.
So, like, Ryan is killing people left and right. Still no jackpot. Of course, once we leave this area, the slot machines go away. So there's no longer a danger of wasting time here. Again, not a lot here. So I can see why it was easy for me to miss it. Let's see, did we search the corpse? Yeah. Now the next one is, I think right here.
What's with the sound?
Rapture Records.
They're putting people in cages.
Again, Mary, listening to the rumor, Rapture Security is just the worst of the worst.
Cohen's not a musician. He's Ryan's stable boy. Ryan's corrupt policies crap all over the place, and Cohen flutters around clearing it up. But instead of using a shovel, like you would with a proper mule, Cohen tidies with a catchy melody and a clever turn of phrase. But no matter how nicely it sounds, he can't really do anything about the smell.
So there's a way up there I have to find.
You Cohen's messenger boys! I got some of that, bro. Time with my kitten sugar.
So apparently he just burned a bunch of people. So flaming splicers, here they come. Those are his kittens, I suppose. And here's some burnt out record.
Here, boy. Cohen, Brian. Two old birds pulling on each other's milk stick.
These records, I guess, are only used in this one little area. In fact, this texture here in this wall may be only used in one area. First aid kits. Then I come back around here. And way to go.
My kitten! You murdered my kitten!
He was a nasty one. And my favorite. But I think I like him better this way. Take his damn photo. Chop, chop.
I got some frag grenades, good. So that was the last one. And I kind of want to look around some more, but I'm a little afraid of doing that. I'm also a little afraid of just gambling like a lunatic. Like, I don't know how many of these splicers are gonna run around here. So let's just move forward. Now, as far as my anti-personnel machine gun bullets, I'm starting to run out. And if I run out of machine gun bullets and hand bullets, I've got kind of a limited amount of things there. You start to run low of and these lunch boxes, all these things just seem like they stay here forever. I still don't have the key to unlock that. Let's search this and place this. There he is. See, I could shoot him right now, but I don't think I want to. He's got like a patch in his head that's a bald patch.
You'll find your path of iron is now clear. Callum Sanders said. Yes, you may avail yourself upon one of my lesser gifts as a token of our time. If you had become my one and true disciple, you might have been worthy of seeing inside the box of my private news. But who knows if that man is yet even born. Now, go.
So we get medical expert.
What happened to you? I've been trying to raise you for a dog's age. Never mind. Would you kindly leg it over to the sphere and get on down to Hephaestus? It's time to settle up with Ryan.
So now we're gonna kill Cohen. He has a routine splicer. Yeah, we're gonna need a little bit more firepower here.
No! Come back!
There's his body. And picture. Turnabout's fair play. And so that was an achievement before. Unlock. And in here we have a bunch of splicer organs and stuff. Why am I at the maximum of the splicer organs, I guess? So my security is working rather nicely. Score is too low for the... first aid kit. Fill that up. So Cohen is still here. There's one last thing to do, though. We need to find his... Let's see. Where is it? His office. And go check that place out. Where is it? Here you can see splicers are just going to show up. I guess it's upstairs. And so splicers are just showing up at random, activating mine now, the security systems I hacked. And here it is, Fleet Hall. Getting killed by my defenses without me even actually being in the room. Let's see, automatic hack tool. I'll go ahead. And here's where he was before. Requiem for Andrew Ryan.
I could have been the toast of Broadway, the talk of Hollywood, but instead I followed you to this soggy bucket. When you needed my starlight, I illuminated you. But now I rot, waiting for an audience that doesn't ever come. I'm writing something for you, Andrew Ryan. It's a requiem.
The Requiem is a mournful song for somebody who's dead, basically. And we found the developer's commentary. Cool. So we may go long here as we watch
Rapture
this.
is filled corner to corner with detail and history. And the
Let's see
cast
what
of
they have to
characters that
say.
occupy this world are no less dynamic. Every splicer, every level boss
We've
has
yet
a
to
story.
see the little
In many
sisters
ways, these
actually
characters
do
are a
those
reflection
things.
of their environment, and their environment a reflection of their character.
So I'm crossing my fingers hoping this is a short interview. That way we can run out of this area and get to the bathysphere.
Let's talk about some of the characters
and
in
move-
BioShock. There's
move
so
to the
many
next
that
level.
fans love, and there are many Wikia pages about them. You know, one thing that I think a lot of fans may not realize is you were telling stories with these characters, a decade ago. And technology today, as we saw in a game like Infinite, you can do amazing things with facial expressions and storytelling. Conveying that emotion.
People,
that
I
you
guess,
did
were
10 years
kind
ago
of
with limited
obsessed
technology
about
is
the
challenging.
story and the
How hard
characters
was
here,
it back
but
in the day to sort
they
of,
also didn't want to
convey
spoil the
in
story
engine?
that much.
We had such a small team that
So
we had to show Tenenbaum or Atlas. They were just
it's
splicer
really
models,
not
right?
Yeah, Tenenbaum was Lady Smith.
as much
which
of
is-
obsession.
There's a reason
as
that
there
she's in
is
shadow behind
these
glass,
days
and
on
it's not to
popular
be
games.
dramatic. It's because we couldn't afford to build another.
Really?
Yeah.
So just something as simple as that, like you couldn't afford to build a model.
We didn't have the there
We
were
didn't have the,
we had a few character models in the game. There's
the budget
maybe
or the
8 or 9
time to build
character
a new
models.
character model,
Really?
yeah.
Wow.
So we're like, oh, we'll put her in silhouette behind a light, and people think it's noir.
And so much of it was driven by the voice performance, I feel like, too,
Yes.
because, that it all had to, it was like a radio play in many ways still.
Yeah, we had some really good actors, and I was able to spend a lot of time with them. And the fact that I could write the stuff, direct it, and then rewrite in the room, and the fact that we had actors who were, for whatever reason, I wasn't even in the same room as them. I was on a speakerphone.
Right.
They were in a studio in New York or LA or something. I don't think I met any of them.
Really? None of the actors in BioShock you ever met in person when you were making the game?
Maybe since, but at
Wow.
the time I hadn't met a single one of them.
That's fascinating.
Except maybe a couple people I played the Circus of Aves thing. Nate Wells played the Jack on the plane. A couple of people in the studio. It was community theater, in terms of the tech and the sort of time we had for it. But the actors were, we had some exceptional actors.
I will say, as doing animation on that game, that you can hide bad animation behind really good audio, and it makes the animation look better. We didn't have a tech animator. It was me. I'd never rigged characters before, and now I'm rigging characters, trying to figure out how, to get all these characters out to the animation team. So we're very limited when it came to animation tools.
Yeah,
Since
but
apologize to my animators.
No, but you did the big. I mean, for your first game that you rigged the Big Daddy, which is it's not an easy character to rig.
It was, we figured it out, but
what's rigged?
The tools that we had on Infinite were not the tools that we had on BioShock. So we figured out what we could do.
I wish I'd explained that better.
Do well, and tried to hide.
I assume that's like
kind of put into the darkness
program
the things
the motion
that we
of them.
Couldn't do very well, and having voice actors of that caliber that can bring those characters to life. You tend to fill in the blanks.
So tell me, friend, which one of the bitches sent you? The KGB wolf or the CIA jackal? Here's the news. Rapture isn't some sunken ship for you to plunder. And Andrew Ryan isn't a giddy socialite who can be slapped around by government muscle.
And you did get to revisit Rapture in the DLC for Infinite, and with today's technology or technology from a few years ago, I'm sure it was liberating for you guys in some ways to be able to use that tech to bring the environment and also characters to life. What was that experience like for you guys to go back and sort of revisit Rapture?
It was liberating because we got to revisit it, but we also, I think when we started, thought we'd be able to go reuse some of the old assets, and they just didn't hold up anymore compared to the Infinite assets. So we basically had to rebuild, not just rebuild everything from scratch, we had to reimagine it from scratch because
I wonder if that's why the remaster came out, is they had already done the work for it.
Rapture is a different kind of, we're making a different kind of experience than BioShock 1, so it was tricky to make it feel like it was the same kind of game because it wasn't. The first one was sort of an action game, the second one was really a stealth game. The Barrel at Sea Part 2 was really a stealth game, and you're really telling the story of Elizabeth throughout those things. So it was a different lens, but it was also cool because it allowed me to make the whole story about Elizabeth, to have her be central to the franchise from the very beginning, and she was always, she became the heart of it to me, and to have her, it was really exciting for me to make her, her heroism.
I really am going to have to reserve a judgment on
set the events of BioShock into motion, which eventually
the Burial at Sea DLC and how it changes the story of the first
really
game.
Gratifying, a nice way to tie.
Because I really don't believe in
had
those
that idea
things.
10 years ago, right? You had to retrofit it off.
I have no idea.
Yeah, Red
it's a letter that he's addressed to himself that's 10 years old. Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, for me, it was a nice way for me to say goodbye to BioShock and BioShock Infinite, because those two worlds together. You don't realize, or I don't think the audience realizes how much time you spend.
Now, BioShock 2 is made by a different
trying
company,
to get them out and polished and into the world.
So they're not.
It was a good
so
opportunity,
much in love with
I think,
it.
as a game developer, to kind of have that little coda at the end where you're like, okay, I get to. Now I'm ready to move on to the next thing. I've had a nice, break. Like let's seal this off, and now I'm on to the next thing.
And it was like 12 years of our lives too. Between the very beginning of it, and it was a long time.
Well, I mean, so my daughter, who is 16 now, I did a lot of filming of her when she was 6 as a little sister.
wow.
And this was not mocap, it was just running around the office. And I'm like trying to be like, now trip over the thing and pretend you die. Or like, trying to not traumatize a 6-year-old. Yeah, pretend you're drinking something, and and I never showed her the actual game until much later. But she, on BSI, I used
There's
her,
a game,
I put her in a mocap suit. And actually
Dante's Inferno, where they mocapped a baby and turned it into a demonic baby.
So
I imagine that baby, when it grows up, is going to be traumatized by that.
Were there any characters on the original game that you found hardest to write? I mean, you mentioned recasting Atlas, things like that, but was there a character that was the most challenging for you, Ken?
Well, Atlas, because he was basically written completely twice. That was very, very tough, and I was very happy about the original character, and I thought I'd really done something great, and then you showed it to people, and they just hated it, and they didn't trust him. And if they didn't trust him, we were screwed. And so it was tough, because we, after having gone through all the recording, to actually have to let the actor go. It's no fault of his own, right? It was on us. He had invested in it, tell him that it wasn't going to happen, and rewrite it from scratch. That was hard, and that was tough. And
that doesn't make any sense.
I finished it, I had a debate with somebody on the team.
They let
who
that
felt
guy
the
go
accent
because
was
they
really
rewrote
phony.
him?
And we had an English person on the team, and he felt the accent was really funny. So at the last minute, we basically ended up doing a focus test in Ireland.
Right. Wow.
To see if people bought the accent, because the actor playing Atlas was Irish, but he was from a different part of Ireland, so he was playing a different kind of Irish accent. Right. I don't think he was from Dublin, and Atlas sort of had a Dublin accent. And so at the last minute, I thought I was going to have to do it again.
Oh, wow.
And fortunately, the focus test came back, and people loved it.
I don't know how you survived that plane crash, but I've never been one to question Providence. I'm Atlas.
What terrible management. Really?
A lot of the
well, I wrote this character
like
with this accent
tied to certain levels.
twice
was,
and was willing to fire the person
with BioShock, right?
for no fault of their own.
Open world. Did that all sort of get designed together? It's like, here's the best villain that's going to fit to this environment and this theme of, this area?
Some of them work better than others. I mean, I think obviously Steinman and especially Senator Cohen really, I think, dominate in terms of the level boss.
They are their levels.
They are the levels, and some of the characters didn't hold up as well, I don't think, on the writing side. The fun thing about the characters at work, like Simon, where he had all those little displays with the scissors and the tech, that was stuff the art team came up with to support that character. And obviously Sandra Cohen, in that level, I had this idea for this character, and as this artist, and taking Andrew Ryan's thinking to the extreme, through a lens of art, was really fun. They were really, in a lot of ways, they're sort of like more like Batman villains than they are like actual, real world villains. That they all have the Joker cares far more about the humor and the dark humor that he has, and the Riddler cares more about the riddles than he actually does about money.
Right.
The money, the crime is just afterthought. Right. It's the philosophy. And so these characters have a lot in common with, and there's probably a lot of inspiration taken from sort of characters like the Joker in terms of a guy like any of the characters in BioShock, because they were really driven by their ideology, but their ideology is a mask for their sense of selves, right? This stuff is really, Cohen knows he's a hack, and he doesn't want to, he can't admit that to himself, so he has to wrap himself in all this nonsense, because the last thing he could ever do is look in the mirror and say, I'm not much of an artist.
No need to thank me for jamming the transmissions of those boors, Atlas and Ryan. Let them have their squabble. The artist,
Cohen's...
Yes, the artist knows there
only
is
in the surface level is he, following the libertarian objectiveness, hands-off mentality. It's like, yes, there is no government here stopping him from doing completely insane pieces of art, but beyond that, he's really not he's not really following any kind of economic model or care. At no point did Cohen talk about how he should be able to sell his art and charge people to see his art, or anything financial like that at all. He's just here doing these crazy things for the fun of it. Now we gotta figure out how to get out of this place.
I can control myself. I can. Don't run. We were...
And this is not a hack. And here we go. Again. Grab that. One more gamble. See, and I need one more glue. What if instead I took this auto hack and let's see. I don't know if I have enough pieces. Oh, this barely worked. Let's see, and what was I looking for? This. And I'm missing an enzyme for bloodlust. Oh. Yeah, I don't really agree that Cohen is just... I mean, he's just written more as like lunatic than more than anything else. Let's see. And these bullets are gone, so I am now pretty much stuck with using my shotgun for anything. And we're ready to go. To Hephaestus. So there was Arcadia, Neptune's Bounty, Medical Pavilion, and there was one other like place, and then Hephaestus, and then 3 more places. I'm not sure each one of these dots actually is a location in the game. I wouldn't be surprised if there's 1 or 2 missing. So we're saving here and entering the next level. We're back to Atlas, back to Andrew Ryan, and you pretty much just forget everything about Cohen. It feels so much like it could have been DLC, and I guess I'm glad it's not DLC, because DLC sucks, but it is very strange in itself. Anywho, that's it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment if you want to, and watch every second of my videos. All of that helps out. If you want to support me further, you can click on my name, Rydo. On the right will be a blue button that says support this channel. Click it, make a donation. And if you want to friend or follow me on basically any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.